confined to just a handful of clubs in the northwest, Northern Soul is the most enduring phenomenon of the British dance floor in the last 20 years. Clubs in the capital might now be doing Northern Soul all-nighters, but Mark Ellen packed his towel and a little something for the weekend and took the train to Blackburn, where it's midnight and it's raining. He knows how to have a good time.
Blackburn on a drizzly Saturday night is not a hugely inviting prospect, but it's the regular haunt of a particularly devoted breed of music fan. The hundreds queuing up here will go to extraordinary lengths to get a weekly dose of soul music.
I'll leave work at 5 o'clock. I'll have brought my bag with me to work. I'll get changed quickly, get myself down to Euston or King's Cross. Once I arrive in the actual town, I'll probably have arranged to meet friends, go for a drink, then go into the nighter, leave the nighter in the morning, go to a cafe, maybe have a couple of hours rest or something like that. Get up, potter around, play records, and then start making preparations for the Saturday night nighter. Then, obviously, there's probably more travelling involved. Have the nighter, a bit more shut-eye probably the next day, drink at lunchtime, maybe a dayer if there's one in the afternoon, and then start planning getting home.
About your smile, I swear that it makes me weak. And when I'm close to you, I find that it's hard to speak. I act like a child of 6, and I guess that it shows too well that you got the magic touch, and I'm caught in the spell. You never convinced me that I'd be brave for up or deep side. Something weird happens when I look into your eyes. I try to defend myself, but too late did I finally see that you got the magic touch and you cast your spell over me. Yeah.
It started in 1964, and I was visiting a coffee bar called The Left Wing at the time in Brasenose Street, and I had a pile of Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley imports under my arm. I sat at a coffee bar table. Somebody came up and said, "Do you know anything about rhythm and blues?" And of course I said yes. And they said, "Do you want to DJ on our all-nighter? We bought the place, and we're going to turn it into a club called the Twisted Wheel."
Initially, the all-nighters at the Twisted Wheel played a wide range of R&B, rockabilly and gospel, but with the success of Motown and Stax, the strict soul beat began to conquer the dance floor. Enthusiasts travelled from all over the north, the atmosphere becoming ever more exclusive as increasingly obscure records started to change hands. It was Blues and Soul magazine who first coined the expression Northern Soul to distinguish this elitist movement from the more funk-orientated music being played in London. The Torch in Stoke-on-Trent became the next focal point, but it's the Wigan Casino that's inspired the most enduring memories for the Northern Soul fans of the early 70s.
I think there's a lot of camaraderie there, and a lot of people knew each other through those clubs, and got to get hold of the records. I've never even been to a Wigan all-nighter, but I've been to a couple of all-nighters, and it just seems to be that everybody knew everybody. Pretty much the same as the early punk gigs, where there was maybe about 200 people, and they would claim now to be thousands. Most of the people in Manchester knew each other around that period. It was all like a little, almost like a bizarre little family, really. And it was really orientated towards dance.
There we go with Shirley Matthews doing a Norman Collier in 1 or 2 spots there. You'll always be in style. Trying to keep everybody happy. Carrying on with another oldie.
Once you do embark upon the scene, there's no way that your traditional sort of friends, relationships can fit in it, really, unless they are a part of it. Obviously, you can still keep your old friends, but it's difficult to think of common ground to talk on. Totally different attitude, totally different lifestyle.
There are a lot of people who go for the social side of it, but as far as I'm concerned, the music is all important. You know, I could sit there on my own, not talk to anybody all night, just listening to records. That would do me fine.
An essential part of the all-nighter experience is the chance to trade. DJs and collectors search for rarities, occasionally paying as much as £200 for a particularly prized single. One modern label, Kent Records, has specialised in unearthing the most obscure tracks.
Well, I go over to America to find them nowadays. In the early days of the Northern Soul scene, you could find them over here, but generally, there's been so many of the good things discovered, you've got to go over to virtually to the ghettos and dig out the tiny little ghetto labels and, you know, bring them back. First time you play it on the scene, it's a big new, it's like the equivalent of a new release. So it's always new music for the kids.
We're also finding things in the tape vaults over there that have never been issued before. And so we kind of break them for the first time and introduce them for the first time to the northern scene.
And we do reissue them in the best possible quality by getting out the original master tapes rather than just dubbing them off a scratchy record. So you're probably getting to hear the 60s soul sound better now than anything else, you know, since it happened.
A river's a river, a sea is a sea, and I want you to belong to me. If diseases go to
Jackie Wilson's Christmas #1, Reet Petite, had already been a hit in 1957, but many of his less famous recordings are now staples of the Northern Soul circuit.
You better know. Listen to me and you better hear what I say. Come along. Come along, come along with me. Come along. Come along, come along with me. You better come along. Come along with me. I love you, baby, can't you plainly see, but come on.
Not only obscure records are being re-released, 60s nostalgia has inspired a well-known jean manufacturer to base their advertising campaign around a single first released in 1961.
No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. When I needed your hand, where you were, when I was a lonely man.
It's 8:30 on Sunday morning, and most of this lot haven't seen the inside of their lids since Thursday night. They've been on that dance floor for 8 long hours and fully intend to go straight to an all-dayer and do exactly the same thing all over again. Why? They just can't explain.
It's a feeling. You can't just put it into words. It sounds a bit daft trying to say it like that, but it is, it's a feeling. It's just something that grips hold of you, and well, there's nothing else that grips your heart like soul music does.